I've dedicated the last 3 years of my life to building skills, gaining knowledge, and scaling businesses in order to be able to truly call myself an entrepreneur. And through many, many failures and low points, I have finally been able to amass a net worth of over $1 million by the age of 21. And because I've dedicated this YouTube channel to teaching like-minded people and helping accelerate their journey, I've taken the time to narrow down the top 7 habits to amass large amounts of knowledge and build generational type wealth. What's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, if you're old here, my name's Nathan Nazareth and I'm a 21-year-old e-commerce entrepreneur based out of Vancouver, Canada. Now I know it sounds cliche, but the first millionaire habit and actually the first thing that I do every single morning when I wake up is I'll open up the blinds, sit down on my yoga mat, just breathe and figure out how I'm feeling for the day. I use the app called Headspace and select a 7 to 12 minute meditation session, depending on the practice or how I'm feeling that morning. Meditation can give you a sense of calm, peace, and balance that can affect both your emotional well-being and your overall health. A good resource I can recommend if you're interested in learning more about this is the Andrew Huberman podcast on Spotify. The second millionaire habit, believe it or not, is actually using social media apps. Yes, you heard that right. You must understand that I don't mean simply scrolling on TikTok, but rather using it as a strategic secret weapon that can help me get to exactly where I want to be in life. First step in creating this habit is what I like to call optimizing your social media feed. Starting on Instagram and unfollowing every single person that, one, doesn't consistently add value or teach me something with the content they're putting out, or two, is not a very, very close friend or family that I genuinely care what they're up to at all moments in the day. And if they are important enough to you, you will add them back at some point, or maybe you'll just keep your interactions with that person more meaningful and in person rather than online. Next, we have YouTube. I would highly recommend only subscribing to 10 people on YouTube at a time. And these 10 people should be carefully curated based on the information and value that they provide. If they are not explicitly helping you get to where you need to be in life with every single piece of content that they put out, then they need to go. If you're wondering who some of the YouTubers that I'm personally subscribed to are, just to name a few, Iman Gaji, Sebastian Georgiou, Charlie Chang, Brian Jung, and several others. But as far as Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, all these social media applications go, you can follow a very similar rule or practice to what I did with Instagram and YouTube. Now, the other ecom case of social media for me directly applies to my line of work, which is growing my personal brand through documenting, sharing my experiences in business, what I'm currently up to in the world of ecom and digital marketing. And like I said, I recommend doing this social media detox or cleanse far more than using social media for any other purpose, because I can't stress how important it is to not use social media like the other 99% who use it as an escape and distract themselves from their daily tasks at hand, but rather you can use it to further propel your life and career. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Third millionaire habit that I follow is a bare minimum of 30 minutes of physical activity every single day. I don't care if it's Monday, I don't care if it's Sunday, you gotta get it done. I'm currently in a muscle building phase where I'm trying to get as lean as possible. I'm eating around 3,600 calories a day, which is a good happy medium I've found that works for my body while building muscle and increasing strength. I train 5 to 6 days per week at the gym, and in the other days I do some form of cardio like jogging outside or riding my bike. Doing this helps me look my best, feel my best, and keeps my mind clear throughout the day while I'm working on other tasks. I'll probably do a full video in the near future breaking down the health and fitness regime that works for me as a 7-figure entrepreneur. But just to touch on it a little bit more, I've been training with my close friend and personal trainer, ex-bodybuilder, Brody Henson. Our daily training consists of heavy compound lifts and several isolation exercises to focus on really contracting the muscle and building that solid mind-muscle connection with every single rep. My diet consists of an 80-20 principle where I eat 80% clean, whole foods and 20% whatever I want. But those cheat days and me eating whatever I want are actually essential to my growth because they allow me to restore the glycogen levels inside of my muscles so that I can come back and hit the gym harder the next day. Another reason why exercise is super important is that it teaches you discipline. There are times where I don't want to go but still show up, and it's the same for work. There are times when I don't want to sit down and record this YouTube video, but it's the repetition of discipline that gets me to do these things day in and day out. If you're having trouble changing your habits, the problem isn't you, the problem lays in your systems. You do not rise to the level of your goals, rather fall to the level of your systems. That's one of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite authors, James Clear, in the book Atomic Habits. The next millionaire skill that is highly underrated but changed my life is simply making time to go for a walk or drive. I either like to jump in my car and drive all around town blasting my favorite music, or go for a 20 to 30 minute walk around the seawall in Vancouver, typically after I hit the gym. This helps me separate my daily work and tasks at hand. When your brain is foggy and riddled with indecisiveness, it makes it extremely difficult to make the right decisions. Now, the next habit is probably one that you expected to be on this list, but I just couldn't leave it out. And that is reading for at least 30 minutes, typically in the evenings or before bed. You can take a successful person's key, valuable learning lessons from their entire life and consume all of that knowledge in a couple hours. If this isn't a cheat code for your success and to help you get to where you want to be, then I don't know what else is. On top of this, reading has been proven to help you relax and relieve stress, to improve your concentration and memory, to help expand your vocabulary and writing abilities. I often post recommendations on my Instagram stories, but for anyone who's looking to get started, here are my top 3 that you absolutely need to read right now. Think and Grow Rich, the 80-20 Principle, and High Performance Habits. And a bonus one for mindset and simply a good read is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. The next millionaire or daily habit that is, to me, more of a passion or hobby but still reaps insane positive benefits is actually playing chess. And this might be one of those habits where you guys are scratching your heads wondering why I picked this to be on the list, because it's rather unorthodox. But playing chess challenges your brain to exercise logic, develop pattern recognition, make decisions both visually and analytically, and test your memory. Specific studies of chess on the brain have revealed that consistently playing can even raise IQ. In addition, grandmasters at the highest level can actually burn up to 1,000 calories per hour playing chess. Just take a moment to think about that. These professionals are thinking so hard that they're actually burning more calories than you would at the gym. So yes, it is classified as a sport for a reason. At the end of the day, it's just a gentleman's game that I absolutely look forward to playing every single evening. And building off of that, there's another overlooked practice that I see many people start, but nobody really stick with. And I hope you're noticing the overall theme here surrounding consistency with each and every one of these habits. Basically, a couple years ago, I started to notice a lot of successful people doing this one thing over and over again. They'd spend only a couple minutes in their day to do, and that would yield them massive results. So I tried it, and that is journaling. I was a little hesitant at first, but part of being an entrepreneur is throwing yourself headfirst into the deep end and stepping outside of your comfort zone completely. The act of simply putting your thoughts to pen and paper triggers the release of dopamine and subconsciously makes your mind more aware of your ambitions. So I grabbed an old notebook, started writing down some goals, meticulously planning how I'm gonna get there, and strategically mapping out my upcoming week. Slowly, I started transitioning into also writing about how I feel and some things I want to set up, whether it be in my business or personal life. Eventually, it became a rock solid habit and tremendously helped me improve my mental clarity. Everything is on paper, and I'm not constantly worried about organizing all my thoughts in my own head. James W. Penbaker, a social psychologist at the University of Texas in Austin, famously indicated that the act of journaling is fundamentally an organizational system. Keeping a journal, according to Dr. Penbaker, helps to organize an event in our mind and make sense of trauma we are experiencing, which is why journaling is my #1 millionaire mindset tool and habit. I simply put my phone away and just pull out my black Amazon Basics journal, and I write down how my day went and what I did right and what I did wrong. This way I can reflect on the day and leave all my thoughts and unnecessary feelings on the paper, ensuring that I wake up and get a fresh start on my new day. I highly recommend doing this, especially if you're a person who tends to overthink and carry your thoughts over into the next day. Well guys, these are my 7 millionaire habits that I practice every single day. I hope you enjoyed them as much as I did sharing them with you. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for all the support. Love you, and I'll see you in a couple days. Peace.